Robert become world champion. Marian, what a welcome. Just look around. I'm sure it's beyond your wildest dreams.
We were in Moscow last night for the national anthem and the medal ceremony. I think this is what we were missing. It's unbelievable. Rob does all of his training more or less in Cork, and you probably all see him, on the Lee and, in and around the city centre. And it's just fantastic. Thanks so much for coming out, and you're fantastic.
Marian, before we hand over to Robert, we've got to ask you, when you were interviewed by the BBC yesterday, Jonathan Edwards, what one asked us, Michael Johnson, Colin Jackson, Robert left the secret out of the bag that you were looking for some autographs. Did you get the autographs, or were they chasing?
No, I think I was in very good company yesterday on the in that newsroom, but it's unbelievable, you couldn't even fathom it coming up to the championship, because we had 5 really hard weeks of a training camp, and you're so switched on, and you go to the championship, and we've only relaxed for 2 days, and they broke us in Dublin, and Dublin didn't prepare us for this.
Absolutely not. And why wouldn't it? There's something that we don't have around with us, we know. Marian, thank you on behalf of everything you've done for Robert over the last number of years. You've helped make him a world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to get Robert to show his top level passport and his gold medal one more time, and then we're going to speak to our new world champion. Robert Heffernan, an overnight sensation, some people have said, but you above all would appreciate this moment. You've been through a lot of tough times, a lot of fourth places. You've dedicated your life to this moment. Will you tell us, to sum up, when you look around Cork, your hometown, thousands of people here, for you, how does that make you feel?
The medal ceremony in Moscow last night was 1% of this, to me personally, because I've always said, when I'm away training in Poland and Spain, I always bring it back, and I always bring it back to Cork, and I always want about the big sports stars we have here, and we can list them out. We're a great sporting nation, and for a small country, when you look at the whole world, and for this tonight, this breeds greatness, lads, and I'm so proud to be from Cork, and I'm so proud with what I've done, and I'm so proud that I've made everybody happy, and thanks so much to everybody for
Robert, as we look around and we see the flags of the various athletic clubs, I'm sure there's one special person in your heart who's up to be here tonight. Your dad is behind us, your family are behind us, your kids are in front of us, but I'm sure you're taking a special moment now for us, your mom.
Yeah,
and so are all of us.
I said, I came home.
Let's stop that, ladies and gentlemen.
I came home from Dago 2 years ago after my mum passed away, and it was the worst time of my life. And I said it this week because I wasn't comfortable talking about it for a couple of years. But I said at the funeral that time that I was my mum's favourite, and I still believe that now. But if she's looking down now, she's going to love me even more. And
I'm nice like this, Robert. the promising people who helped you get there. Starting with John Hayes and Toker, your mum and dad who set you off on the road for the sporting education, and maybe right now you're just thinking of people as well who have helped make champion.
Yeah, John Hayes, who I still call Mr. Hayes. I wouldn't be doing athletics without him, and you know, and he's there tonight, and he's a hard man to please, and I can see that he's happy tonight. So you know, without him, I wouldn't have been in the sport, and it's great. And there's been so many people along the journey who've been involved with me, and they know, like, and you know, I bore people, but the people know who are involved with me, and it's great. It's never a one-man show, like, and I'm so happy, lads. I'm so proud, and you know, thanks so much.
Robert, we look around the crowd, see so many young children. You're an inspiration to these kids, and the story really is a rock story. You spoke about the Cork man going to Russia, and to beat the Russians in their own game. When you're from Cork and you put your mind to it and you prepare, you have taught the world that we can do anything, can't we? And that's the message for those children.
Oh, yeah, I've been everywhere, and I was in Russia this week, and I firmly believe, and I don't think the rest of the Irish team understand this or they like this, but we're different in Cork, we're better.
Absolutely. And Robert, before we move on to one or two other things that we have to do, presentations we have to make, what now is the next goal? You're a world champion in 35. Are we going to see you in Brazil in 2016?
The next goal is for Cork. We'll win the hurling in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to win the European Championships next year, and then we'll drive on to the Olympics.
Right, we're going to check with Marian first. Marian, is that okay? Can we go another 3 years?
Year by year, but if he comes back.
I am the head man to win the ball.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Robbie Heffernan is Cork's newest world champion! And before we move on to one or two presentations, we have a Cork legend behind us. Bishop John Buckley is here, and he's going to bless the medal in a few moments, Rob. So I'd like to call Mr. Billa O'Connell on stage now, because we're in Cork and we're famous for one song. Mr. Billa O'Connell is